Now, the Justice Department has launched a preliminary review after President Biden's lawyers revealed documents marked classified were found in an office space that he used as a private citizen after he served as vice president. The White House says it's cooperating with the Justice Department and the National Archives, which were notified the same day the documents were found back in November. The Senate Intelligence Committee Chairman Mark Warner has now requested a briefing on the classified documents. So the question is, how classified are these documents, and do they put national security at risk? To discuss this, let's bring in ABC News investigative reporter Catherine Faulders, ABC News White House correspondent Karen Traffers. She's traveling with the president in Mexico right now. So, Catherine, start with you up on Capitol Hill. How are lawmakers reacting to the news of classified documents found at Biden's old office?
Well, look, as you just mentioned, you saw that statement from Mark Warner right there. They want a briefing on this. They want to know the nature of those classified documents. What were the classification markings on those documents? I think there's also a lot of questions surrounding how did they get moved from the White House into that personal office of Biden's at the time, and what are the circumstances surrounding how they got there? What is the nature of them? What is the topic? All of this is something that lawmakers on the House and the Senate side want answers to, Terry.
Understandably. And this obviously takes us back to the controversial raid of former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. The FBI there seized classified documents after a long dispute over how much classified information Trump had down there. How does this differ from that?
Well, it's different in the sense that when Biden's lawyers discovered these documents, they say they immediately notified the National Archives and the Department of Justice that day. They were then in the possession of the government the following day. The case of Trump, there were months of discussions back and forth. Investigators wanted these documents. Trump wouldn't give them back. He claims that they were his documents. In fact, when he did give some of them back, he had his lawyers sign a statement that certified that there were no more classified documents left at Mar-a-Lago, when in fact there were. So the difference here, it appears so far at least, is what happened after the fact, what happened after those documents were discovered.
And Karen, the White House really doesn't have a choice here. They got to cooperate with the Department of Justice preliminary review, and Republicans are very interested in opening investigations in the House into some members of the Biden family. How is the White House reacting to all this? This can't be good news for them.
Yeah, and they're not saying very much at this point. We got that statement last night from the special counsel's office that laid out much of the details that Catherine just said, that when these documents were discovered, they immediately alerted the National Archives, and within a day, they were in the possession of the government. So the White House is indicating that right from the start, they have shown that they are willing to cooperate, and they've had every intention of cooperating on this issue. Very different than what the former president did. And, when you look at some of the things that this president has said about that case, about how Donald Trump and his team have handled it, he has said things like totally irresponsible of what Donald Trump did. So, today, though, we are waiting to hear from President Biden on this. Terry, he has been asked numerous questions about these classified documents last night when he was in a meeting with the Mexican president, today when he was in a meeting with the Canadian Prime Minister. He has not answered these questions. Today, there will be a press conference at the conclusion of this summit. I think you can guarantee this is going to come up in some capacity, and we'll see how the president addresses this issue.
Yeah, at some point he's going to have to answer those questions. So Catherine, let's talk about how the Justice Department is proceeding here. President Biden is Attorney General Merrick Garland's boss, and that complicates these kinds of investigations all the time. The department's not launched a formal investigation. They're calling it a preliminary review. How are they proceeding here?
Well, you just said it there. There's a preliminary review. This isn't a formal investigation in any way, but they just want those questions answered about the security of the space where the documents were, for example, how they got there. That's what DOJ is looking at the current moment in time. Of course, that's different than what we've been talking about, the Trump investigation, where it's a criminal investigation and there is a grand jury specifically impaneled to review the circumstances surrounding Trump's handling of documents.
All right, Karen, thanks very much for that.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.